Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to discuss the topic that is climate. Climate is the part of the chapter 4 of the Indian Physical Environment NCERT class 11. Fine. So climate again it plays very important role for the India's purpose only because we can say most of our economy is related to indirectly related to climate only, isn't it? So let's see what are the things which are mentioned in the chapter 4. We have already covered the chapter 3, chapter 2 and chapter 1. Let's see what are the elements of the climate and weather is there. Let's see. So any kind of the climate is determined by the temperature of that area, pressure of that area, direction of the wind of that area, velocity, humidity and precipitation. ठीक है ना? As I have told you, so among those the temperature and precipitation is the most important component. Then after that we can say the direction of the wind, the velocity of the winds, humidity. Humidity is indirectly related to PPT also, or we can say PPT is indirectly related to humidity also, isn't it? And winds are blowing because the changes in the pressure conditions are there. Fine. So you can see different kind of climate in different type of areas which are there in India. Like India is specifically known for the monsoon type of climate, which provides unity in the diversity in the monsoon climate. Means what happens, whole of the India is covered in a single season which is monsoon season, which is common to most of the states. Means at monsoon all of the territories of the India will be facing the rainfall. Means they will be experiencing the rainfall, and that is a unifying factor throughout India. That's why, because of the rainfall, the sowing season is common throughout India. Because of the rainfall, the Kharif season on which the sowing season is there, and once the harvesting of those crops are there, the festivals will be there on the same time, at the same time, at the time when the harvesting throughout India is taking place. That's why all the festivals are there at October, November. That is the thing. And the same way for the Rabi crop also, the festivals are there around in the March, isn't it? So you can see we are very much related to, means whole of the India is related to the monsoonal kind of climate, which is the unifying factor, regardless of any political unity, regardless of any kind of the forces which are attaching each other. Means we have different kind of the languages and culture, but the thing is that we have all the festivals around the same times, and that is for the true. Kerala and Tamil Nadu in the south are so different from the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar in the north from the climatically, but the monsoon is the same everywhere, but summer season is different for the Kerala area as compared to the Uttar Pradesh, and the same case is for the Tamil Nadu, and the same case for the Bihar, isn't it? In summer season you can see the mercury may touch to 55 degrees Celsius in the Rajasthan area. At the same time at the Leh area, minus 45 degrees Celsius in the winter season may approach. So there is different varieties, means different temperatures variations are there, but one thing is common, that is monsoon. ठीक है ना? तो mercury hardly touches 19 degrees Celsius in Tawang on the same day. Means at the time when the summer is there in the Rajasthan, on that day in the Tawang, hardly it is reaching to 19 degrees Celsius. The Tawang region is having the lowest temperature. Means on a December time we can see at Jammu Kashmir, particularly the Dras area, and the temperature may drop to 45 degrees Celsius, while at the same time Thiruvananthapuram, Chennai, it is hardly, means the night time is hardly 22 degrees Celsius. So you can see the winter season is having the extremities, depending upon which area you belong to. If you belong to coastal area, the extremity will not be so high, while if you belong to the interior part of the land, the extremities will be too high. Like the Ladakh area, the winter season is too harsh. Like in Rajasthan area, the summer season is too harsh, while in the coastal region we cannot find any harsh seasons. In Kerala and Andaman Island, difference between the day and night temperature may be hardly 7 to 8 degrees Celsius. Like whichever the coastal area is there, it may be the Andaman Nicobar also, it may be coastal area of the Kerala also, it may be coastal area of Tamil Nadu also. The thing is the same. Within a day, the temperature variation from day to night is hardly 7 to 8 degrees Celsius, while in the Thar desert, the temperature difference within a day may vary to 20 degrees Celsius. Means at the daytime, if the 50 degrees Celsius is the temperature at the noon time, then at night time it may reduce to 20 degrees Celsius. Means 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, isn't it? So there might be the drop of 20 degrees Celsius, isn't it? the difference of the 20 degrees Celsius there might be. ठीक है ना. At the same time, there is rainfall like Cherrapunji, where within a day 1080 centimeter rainfall may be there, and means throughout the year it is receiving, the Meghalaya region is receiving highest rainfall. Maybe it may be Cherrapunji and it may be Monsoon. ठीक है ना. So Moshinram या Cherrapunji, they are the wettest place on the earth. At the same time, we have the driest, one of the driest place on the earth, and the hot desert of the earth, that is 9 centimeter. Hardly the rainfall of the throughout the year is there, and Jaisalmer, particularly the western part of the Rajasthan, is facing that kind of the climate, where hardly 9 centimeter, 10 centimeter rainfall is there. Fine. So what are the factors which are determining the climate of India? So let's see what are the factors which are responsible for the changes in the climate. The thing is that the location, the relief, and other things are also matters. Like the first thing is that the latitude. The first part, the latitude, where it exists on the latitudinal wise. Means this is the earth place, and here 23.5 north and 23.5 south is there. North and south is there. Okay, so at this place India exists, isn't it? So India is having subtropical kind of climate also, and India is having tropical kind of climate also. ठीक है ना. So some of the part may reach to subtropical to temperate region, but some of the part may approach to the tropical area. So that's why, depending upon if the region belongs to this area, that is tropical area, then those areas will be facing the vertical rays of the sun, and if vertical rays of the sun is there, then more temperature will be received at this zone. This is also called torrid zone, ठीक है ना, or उष्ण कटिबंध we call, ठीक है ना. So these areas on which the sun rays will be vertical throughout north to south on these regions completely, but beyond this region sun rays will never be vertical. So that's why, depending upon the latitude, the temperature changes in the temperature will be there. If changes in the temperature is there, then the pressure conditions will also be different. Fine. Second is the Himalayan mountains. Himalayan mountains का कैसे होता है? If like India's case, Himalayan mountain exists on the northeastern part of India's land, India's territory. So it provides a barrier for the cold northern winds which may approach the polar winds which may approach to that area. It is working as a barrier, and it also traps the monsoon which are coming from the southwest monsoon and this this Bay of Bengal branch, but it is not letting this monsoon to go beyond this Himalaya. ठीक है ना. So for Himalaya also works as the barrier, so that all the moisture should be shedded on these regions only. No other regions these moistures are being shedded. ठीक है ना. Third is the distribution of the land and water. As we know कि let me clear it. So as we know that India's most of the India is having the border of 7515 kilometer, the coastal area. So if coastal area is more, what will happen? The oceanic area, the area where the oceans are more, there, like this area, this area where the oceans are more, there you will be finding there the temperature is moderate, because wherever the water vapor will be there, that will moderate the temperature. ठीक है ना. At the same time, it will not let this temperature to go exceedingly high or exceedingly low, the coastal area. But for the interior part of the land, there the temperature may exceed drastically. Diurnal temperature range of the temperature is also high, and annual range of the temperature is also high in the interior part of the land. So distribution of the land and air also matters. As you know, the water and land is having different property, because land, what does land do and what does water do? Water is having multiple layers, and it transfers its energy through the conduction layer by layer. It is transferring its energy. So that's why water is taking time to heat it up, while land, it is not the case for the land. Land is not transferring its energy to the lower layer. So that's why land is immediately heated up and immediately cooled down. That's why whenever the temperature is rising up, the temperature of the land is increasing drastically, and once the temperature of the land is decreasing, the temperature is decreasing drastically. And it is not the case for the water. So as water is having that kind of tendency, that's why we see that water is having the moderating effect. So at the daytime, what happens? That's why offshore and onshore winds are there. Daytime the temperature, summer season में temperature will be too high here, but water's का temperature will not be too high. So what will happen if temperature is too high? The pressure will be low. Here pressure will be high. So the winds will blow from ocean to land. But at the same time, at the time of night, what will happen? Night के time में क्या होगा? Night time में there is a difference. Let me clear it. So night time में what will happen? The temperature will reduce drastically for the land. So temperature is lower in the land in the summer season, and water में temperature is high. So if temperature is high, pressure will be low. Here pressure will be high. The winds will blow from land to sea. So in this way, depending upon the distribution of the land and water, there is a difference in the pressure zone, and if there is a difference in the pressure, there is a reversal, daily reversal of the winds are there, and also there might be the seasonal reversal, that like in summer season the land will be the low pressure zone, and if the land will be low pressure zone, all the winds will be attracted towards the low pressure zone. So that's why the reversal of the wind is called monsoon, as we know. Distance from the sea, more the area is difference means more the area is having the distance from the coastal area, the area, those area will be having the harsh summer and harsh winter, and if those areas are near to the coastal area, those area will not be having harsh summer and harsh winter. So it depends on distance from the sea. So the same property of the water which is having the moderating effect. So that is playing role. Like Mumbai and Konkan coast is hardly having any extremes of the temperature, while in Delhi, Kanpur, which is interior part of the land, is having the drastic changes in the temperature. Altitude, like India's case, India का case क्या है? As it starts from 8 degree 4 minutes, isn't it? So we are very near to 0 degree equator, but we have the climate which is like even we can say the climate of the alpine. Alpine kind of climate also we are having. Even the kind of climate which are available on the Antarctica, those kind of climate is also available on the Mount Everest, on Kanchenjunga. So because of the altitude doesn't nullifies the effect of the latitude, isn't it? So though it is near to the 25 degrees Celsius only, yes, 25 to 30 degrees Celsius only, this Himalayas, but what is happening? Because of its altitude, the temperature is different. So as one of the best example is Agra and Delhi. Agra belongs to this area, and Delhi Agra and Darjeeling. Agra belongs to this area and Darjeeling belongs to this area, though they are on the same latitude, but the difference in the temperature, like in winter season Agra ka temperature will be 16 degrees Celsius, while Darjeeling ka temperature will be 4 degrees Celsius. So that's the difference. ठीक है ना? So altitude makes the difference of the temperature and precipitation. Relief, है ना? Relief, what happens? On this area of the Himalayan mountain, the rainfall will be too high, while on the opposite side the rainfall will be too low. While in the same case, the western part of the Western Ghat will be facing most of the rainfall because of the orographic rainfall, while on the leeward side there will not be any rainfall. At the same time, because of the Aravalli is parallel to the southwestern monsoon, the rainfall will not be there. So depending upon its relief, depending upon its elevation, depending upon its direction, the rainfall may vary. Even the temperature may also vary. ठीक है ना? So those are the changing factors which are responsible. So factors which are related to air pressure and wind, how the air pressure and winds which are distributed, the way these are distributed throughout the world, throughout the planet, in the same way it is having the circulation within India also. So distribution of air pressure and winds on the surface of the earth has the role in the changes in the climate, has the role in the local climates. Upper air circulation, the jet stream is also having that kind of the role. The third one, we can say the cyclonic disturbance which are being approached from India, which are being approached to the India, the cyclones which are approaching from Bay of Bengal, from Arabian Sea, from Pacific, from Mediterranean Sea, those are having also the effect on the climate. ठीक है? Okay, so in winter season what happens? Winter season में किस type का weather होता है? What happens? Like in winter season, if winter season is there, what will happen? This area will be colder as compared to this area, है ना? So what will happen? This area will be having the high pressure zone, this area will be low pressure zone. So winds will blow from land to sea. isn't it? Land to sea. And if you know the position, latitudinal position of India, so India is having this kind of position, so it comes under the northeast trade wind. So northeast trade wind, so winds will blow towards from Indian subcontinent to towards Bay of Bengal, isn't it? So northeast trade wind, and also it is high pressure zone, so that's why winds are blowing from land to ocean or sea area. At the same time, Himalayas also belong to the high pressure zone because it is too cold. If it is too cold, the cold wind will get down on the Gangetic plain, and it will also move towards the Arabian Sea, and it will also move towards the Bay of Bengal, because those are having the low pressure zones. Okay? So so the same thing is written over there. Continental winds come into contact with the trade winds over the northwestern India. So these are the things. On winter season, what is the position of the jet stream? So let me clear it. So on the winter season, you can see this picture. On the winter season, the planetary jet stream, that is called subtropical jet stream, that is blowing on the southern side of the Himalayas. But it is not like that. Actually, it is being bifurcated on the two parts. Means this southwesterly tropical jet stream is being bifurcated into two parts. One is the northern branch and one is southern branch, and this branch is responsible for the high pressure zone in India. So that's why on winter season this westerly jet stream is having the position below the Himalayas, and it is being bifurcated by the Tibetan highlands. Tibetan highlands के कारण से it is having the bifurcation. So you know what's the importance of this upper air circulation. Wherever this kind of jet stream will be there in India, it is making the high pressure zone. At some places it might create low pressure zone. You might be knowing that those jet streams are flowing on the 9 to 13 kilometer altitude at very much height. Means काफी height पे it is blowing. ठीक है ना? So southern branch of the jet stream exercise an important role for the daily weather changes in the winter seasons. Then western cyclonic disturbance are also having an important role. Like you can see, like India's position is like this, है ना? So India is getting the moisture laden wind from those area, from this Mediterranean Sea, from this Caspian Sea. It is collecting the moistures and it is shedding towards India. So those are the cyclonic disturbances which are there. Those are the temperate cyclones which are originating on the Mediterranean Sea, and it is through westerlies it is brought towards India, and it is also brought through the subtropical westerly jet stream also. So those western disturbances are creating disturbance on the stable weather of the winters. So that's why the rainfall which are there on the winter season, it is due to this westerly jet stream. Westerly's disturbance, western disturbance. Fine. So that is the jet stream is having the importance role for this, because it is important for the rabi crop. Rabi crop में जो rainfall होने के लिए, that is important role, that plays an important role. Then easterly jet stream. The easterly jet stream flows at the time of June season. Means there is, you can see this area, and the easterly jet stream flows roughly around this we can say June, July season it is blowing. So it is seasonal only. It is not permanent or planetary like subtropical westerly jet stream. This is easterly jet stream which is originating locally, and it is mainly because of the difference in the temperature between the ocean and the land, and also the extra heated up of the Tibetan highland. इसके कारण से this easterly jet stream is blowing. So anyways, we will be discussing those things into very much details. So the position of this jet stream is 15 degree to 22 degree. Means this jet stream is blowing around 15 degree to 22 degree. You might be knowing that 8 degree 4 minutes is the southernmost boundary. So 15 degree roughly will come around this Andhra Pradesh ke paas, this area. Fine. So easterly jet stream plays an important role for the rainfall, because just opposite to subtropical westerly jet stream, wherever the easterly jet stream will be there, those will create the trough, and those will create the low pressure zone, and those low pressure zone will create the cyclones, and that's why those local cyclones are the zone of the heavy rainfall. There will be heavy rainfall wherever this easterly jet stream will be positioned. Okay, so what is the nature of Indian monsoon? So we have seen the winter season, है ना, winter season में कैसा होता है and what are the factors which are responsible. Then nature of the Indian monsoon के season में what is happening. So Indian monsoon is climatic puzzle for the meteorologist because of the multiple phenomena which are playing a role together to have a good monsoon and to have the bad monsoon. So there are certain aspects of the monsoon, like there is an onset of the monsoon, then rain bearing system is having relationship with the tropical cyclones which are originating, their frequency and distribution, they are having the coordination. Then break in the monsoon, like you can feel that certain time there is a continuously break in the monsoon. So monsoon is having the rainfall in the spells. Some of the dry spells will be there and some of the wet spells will be there. So initially the onset of the monsoon, how the monsoon is approaching towards India. As you know, in the summer season it is having the low pressure zone, and particularly the lowest pressure zone is the area at the Thar desert and the Punjab and Haryana. These are the lowest pressure zone. So these areas are attracting the winds from the oceanic area. So because of the differential heating of the land and sea, there is a water which are being there is a moisture which are being attracted by the wind through the wind towards the low pressure zone. ठीक है ना. So what is happening at that area where the lowest pressure zone is there, the ITCZ, the intertropical convergence zone, will be shifting towards the northern side, because you might be knowing ki on the summer season the ITCZ will move towards or will shift towards the northern area. Normally ITCZ is having position at 0 degree, but at the summer season the ITCZ will be shifting towards north side, and at winter season the ITCZ will be moving towards the southern side. So as ITCZ is moving towards the northern side, so that's why even the southeasterly trade winds and northeasterly trade winds will be shifting towards northern side. And because the southeasterly trade winds are approaching towards 8 degree 4 minutes where India exists, so that's why this trade winds are responsible for the monsoon rainfall in India. So as we know, ITCZ is having the position near to the India itself, so that's why ITCZ is the convergence zone, it's the lowest pressure zone. So that area will be surfacing high rainfall. As what happens, this southeast trade wind is having important role. Why? Because at 40 degrees and 60 degree longitude, 40 degree and 60 degree longitude, from there these southeast trade winds are crossing the equator, and it is crossing the equator. You can see this picture, just a minute, this picture, let me, yes, this southeast trade wind are crossing the equator at roughly that latitude, and it is moving towards the north eastern side or right hand side because of the Coriolis force. As you know, ki northern hemisphere mein the winds will turn towards the right hand side, and on the southern hemisphere winds will move towards the left hand side. So on the northern hemisphere these winds are blowing towards the right hand side, and these winds are bringing the moisture along with them, and it is shedding rainfall on that area. So that's why the southeast trade wind is actually turning into southwest trade wind. Yes, at around 40 degree to 60 degree latitude the winds are crossing from southeast trade wind. These southeast trade winds are crossing towards the India's territory. ठीक है ना. So as ITCZ is moving towards the northern side, the southern branches of the subtropical jet stream which was positioning in India, it will be wiped out and it will move towards the northern side. As whole of the pressure belts are shifting towards the northern side, that's why this jet stream will also be shifted towards the northern side. Now it will be blowing on northern side of the Tibetan highland. It is not getting bifurcated. ठीक है ना. So what we have learned, that as the ITCZ is moving towards the India's territory, ITCZ is moving towards the India's territory, the subtropical westerly jet stream is moving on above the Himalayas, है ना. So that's why the high pressure zone which was created by this subtropical westerly jet stream, it is not creating. Now ITCZ has come and low pressure zone has been created, and low pressure zone is also being created because of the position of the easterly jet stream. So there is also ITCZ and there is also easterly jet stream. Together they will be having the cyclonic rainfall as well as the burst of the monsoon will be there, and those will be the precondition for the for the approaching of the monsoon. If both of the things are creating the low pressure zone, then monsoon will be approaching towards and attracted towards those low pressure area. So that will create the entry of the monsoon roughly around 1st June on Kerala. There will be entry of the monsoon. ठीक है ना? Okay, rain bearing system and distribution. First, it will originate in Bay of Bengal, and it will be having the bifurcated. So there are two kind of branches. One is the Bay of Bengal, one is the Arabian Sea, and as you know, there is Annamalai Hills in the southern area. So it will be bifurcated. This monsoon wind will be bifurcated into two parts. One is Bay of Bengal branch, and another is Arabian Sea branch. ठीक है ना? So those areas, those branches are there. Fine. So on these areas where the 1st June is written, and there the monsoon is approaching around 1st June, then 5th of June, then 10th of June, then 15th of June. You might be knowing this recently. We have heard the news that recently Delhi monsoon has approached, and roughly around 15th of July. So it was delayed. Actually, it should reach around 30 June or 1st of July. It should reach on Delhi, but you can see 1st of July the monsoon should reach on the eastern part of the Rajasthan, and 15th of July it should reach to the western part of the Rajasthan. While on this year monsoon has reached around 15th July on Delhi itself. So it was delayed. Even here also you can see on the 1st of June the rainfall is there on this area, on the Mizoram and Tripura area, and 5th of June you can see the rainfall is there on these areas, and on 10th of June on this area. So you can see by 15th of July whole of the India is covered by the monsoon. Fine. So ITCZ creates monsoon troughs, the low pressure zones, and that's why those are the areas where the high rainfall will be there, and it has the common tendency that the rainfall will keep on decreasing as we are moving towards from this direction to this direction, from we can say eastern direction to western direction. The rainfall will keep on decreasing. There is also a break in monsoon. Every year you face suddenly there is a break in the monsoon. There is a dry spell of the monsoon, means there is rainfall, no rainfall for more than 10 to 15 days, and that is due to the two reasons. Because it might happen that ITCZ has moved from India's territory to this Bay of Bengal. So now if Bay of Bengal is having the low pressure zone, so there will be break in the monsoon. Also there could be another reasons. Suppose in India, if monsoons are blowing parallel to the Himalayas, or it is blowing parallel to the Western Ghat, then there will not be any rainfall. So there will be break in the monsoon in two of the conditions. So rhythm of the seasons, like in the northern India we can see there are multiple rhythm of the seasons are there. Means we can clearly see hot weather, cold weather, we can clearly say southwestern monsoon, and we can clearly see retreating monsoon. Retreating monsoon is mainly visible in Tamil Nadu regions. This cold weather season, these four seasons are clearly visible on this northern area. While in southern area, most of, as it belongs to the tropical area, so cold season is too short here in coastal area and peninsula area. Cold season is too short. Monsoon season will be there and summer season will be there. That's why you might be knowing that throughout the year there will not be any kind of the Rabi, Kharif and Zaya season in this year. Whole of the year there will be rice cultivation on the southern side. That's why in Andhra Pradesh you can find within an year 3 times the rice cultivation is there. The cold weather season, what means when the cold weather season is there, what is the condition, what are the conditions are there? So throughout India you might be knowing that around 21 degrees Celsius temperature is there on the northern part of India. There are 3 main reasons for the excessive cold in the India. There are 3 things. One, in states like Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan, these areas are far away from the sea. That's why the moderating influence of the sea is not there. Second one, the snowfall which is being brought on the Himalayan regions, it creates the cold wave situation. Like you might be knowing that Uttarakhand या Darjeeling में जब भी rainfall होता है या snowfall होता है in the winter season, there will be surely the cold winds will be coming towards the plain area. And also third reason is that the western disturbance, the moisture which are being brought from the Caspian Sea and Turkmenistan, उस area से जब आता है, those are also having the rainfall and frost and fog kind of situation is there. So these are the reasons which are responsible for the changes in the climate of the winter season. Peninsular region, there is hardly any kind of differences, as western disturbance it is far away and it is having the coastal effect and it is near next to the proximity to the equator is there, so that's why the temperature is not varying too much. Pressure and winds condition, as you know ki on the northern area the high pressure zone is there and in the winter season. So you can see in the January ke season mein what is the temperature condition here in the 15 degrees Celsius on this area, the 15 degrees Celsius temperature is there, on this area the 10 degrees Celsius temperature is there, here you can see 20 degrees Celsius in there. So you can see from north to south the temperature keeps on increasing, so hardly any kind of changes are there. Fine. As interior part of the land में थोड़ा सा आपको कुछ changes दिखेगा, otherwise whole of the area is having almost same kind of the temperature, means as we are moving from north to south towards the equator if we are moving. ठीक है ना? So there is a pleasant weather condition at the time of winter season, and because only certain disturbances are there which you are knowing because of the Mediterranean Sea, है ना? Rainfall is located on particular area like Punjab Haryana area पे rainfall is because of the western disturbance only. उस area पे sometimes snowfall is there, and that snow accumulation is important because this snow accumulation will be providing water throughout the season to the Ganga river, Brahmaputra river and Indus river, because this snow accumulation at the time of winter will provide the water, will be responsible for providing the water at the summer season. ठीक है ना? Then central part of India में क्या होता है, there is a occasional small rainfall is there, है ना? In Arunachal and Assam you can find 25 mm to 50 mm there is a rainfall, and October to November there is a torrential rainfall on Tamil Nadu coast. So this area you can say the winter season में rainfall is too high. That's why चेन्नई में जब भी flood होता है ना, you will be getting the news that this is normally at the time of October and November season. ठीक है ना? Then hot weather season. Hot weather season में क्या होता है, summer season में क्या होता है, it is dedicated to April, May and June. At this time the hot weather season will be there. The temperature is averaging around 32 degrees Celsius. Hot weather season is there in the South India. This temperature is mild because it is having the moderating effect of the coastal area and ocean area. You can see how temperatures, pressure, here in temperature in July में temperature का condition you can see here 30 degrees Celsius temperature is there. The average temperature day and night average temperature means this area पे temperature is too high. Then 25 degrees Celsius temperature is again high. Then 20 degrees Celsius because it is nearest to the Himalayas, so it is a bit cold. But here at this area it is approaching to colder coastal area, that's why the temperature is high. Here also temperature is high a bit. ठीक है? Okay. So we can see the temperature keeps on increasing as we are moving from coastal area to the interior part of the land, because interior part of the land is having harsh summer and harsh winter, as you know. Pressure and wind condition, because land is heated up and the temperature will keep on reducing, temperature will keep on increasing, so pressure will keep on reducing. So as ITCZ is positioned on the northwest area, so the dry and hot wind, which is also known as the Lu, will be blowing at that area, and means those will be having the hot air is blowing towards those areas, so that's why the sunstroke kind of the tragedies are also happening there. And also the dust storms and the every time means most of the days you will be finding whenever the temperature is too high there will be thunderstorms. ठीक है ना? So Punjab, Haryana, Eastern Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, at those areas there will be thunderstorms. A sudden contact between the dry and moist air is having that local storms conditions, and that's why the torrential rainfalls and the violent winds are gusting winds are there. So those kind of the phenomena which you can observe on the summer seasons. Southwestern monsoon season में what is happening? As we know, the southeasterly trade winds are crossing to the equator and it has become the southwestern trade wind. Now the monsoon will be having the onset of the monsoon will also be there, the break and the burst of the monsoon. All this kind of phenomena will be observed at that time. At July season, the temperature is too low at this area. This area is having the very low pressure zone. So all the winds will be attracted towards. You can see all the winds are being attracted towards the low pressure zone. ठीक है ना? तो as you know, there are two kind of branches, Arabian Sea branches and this Bay of Bengal branches. How Arabian Sea branches is approaching towards India? You can see this area, Arabian Sea branches. So in the first southwestern monsoon is approaching towards this Western Ghat. So it will be having more rainfall at this area. on this area there will be too heavy rainfall, 250 to 400 centimeter heavy rainfall is there, while there will be very less rainfall at the rain shadow zone of this area. The leeward side of the mountain is having very less rainfall, like Kozhikode and Mangalore, and on those areas the rainfall is a bit low. ठीक है ना? Sorry. On Mangalore, the rainfall will be too high, and the Bangalore, that rainfall will be a bit low, because Bangalore comes under the leeward side and Mangalore comes under the windward side of the mountain. Another branch of the Arabian Sea which is moving towards the Mumbai area, and which is moving parallel to the Rift Valley, like Vindhya Satpura mountain is there, इसके बीच से जो Narmada river is there, and Narmada river is there here, and Tapi river is there, है ना? तो इस on this area the winds are approaching, the southwestern monsoon are approaching, and that will be creating, and that will be the responsible reason for the origination of the Narmada, because Narmada originates in the plateau, small plateau, Amarkantak plateau, and for that the rainfall should be there, and for the rainfall there should be the monsoon should be there, and so that's why the second branch is approaching between the Vindhya and Satpura, and those are having the rainfall. The third branch, just a minute, and the Chota Nagpur plateau gets 15 centimeter rainfall from this branch only. So from this branch which is going between the Vindhya and Satpura and southern side of the Satpura. Third branch which is approaching to the Saurashtra Peninsula. The third branch which is approaching to Saurashtra Peninsula at this area, it will be blowing, it will be having rainfall on those Gujarat areas, but the problem is that because Aravalli's position is like that only, so that's why there will not be any kind of rainfall. But once the Bay of Bengal branch and Arabian Sea branch will be approaching, it will be having the rainfall at this area, and Punjab, Haryana at this area. ठीक है. Monsoon winds of the Bay of Bengal. How monsoon winds are approaching? Means monsoon winds of the Bay of Bengal is approaching. So as you know, कि Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal is almost approaching at the same time. But on this area there is a Arakan Yoma mountain is there. Just a minute. Let me. Yes. Anna. Bay of Bengal branch. For the Bay of Bengal branch, let me draw the map. Take. Okay, here parallel to this Arakan Yoma is there. The Bay of Bengal branch is being approaching, and it has been directed by this Arakan Yoma, and now it is moving towards this direction. It has been splitted into two parts. One part is approaching towards the Brahmaputra Valley, Assam के पास Brahmaputra Valley, and one of the branch will be approaching towards the Punjab and Haryana, है ना? Two branches में split up हो गया. This branch will be having the rainfall on Kolkata and this Assam area, Brahmaputra Valley, and also इसका भी small bifurcation में मेघालय में there will be huge rainfall because of the funnel kind of shape which is there. Khasi hills पे there will be rainfall, and the western branch will be approaching parallel to the Himalayas, and it will be having rainfall on this Punjab and Haryana region. ठीक है ना? So here you can see the sub branch of this Brahmaputra branch strikes the Garo Khasi hills, and it is having rainfall, and Mawsin Ram में जो highest rainfall हो रहा है those area पे, it is because of that only. It is important to know that Tamil Nadu coast is more or less dry at the time of summer monsoon season. Reason is because Tamil Nadu is parallel to the situation here. Tamil Nadu is parallel to this branch. So that's why it is not having rainfall through the Bay of Bengal branch, and or for the Arabian Sea branch it will have to cross this Western Ghat, then it will have to cross this Nilgiri, and then it will have to approach on this area. So that's why as it comes under the rain shadow zone of the Arabian Sea branch, so that's why Tamil Nadu is not having rainfall at that time. But at the same time we are having the rainfall. Tamil Nadu में rainfall होता है at the time of winter season. So the characteristics of the monsoon rainfall, the monsoon rainfall receives most of the rainfall because of the southwestern monsoon, and that is between June to September. Monsoon rainfall is largely governed by the relief and topography. As you know, Western Ghat ka western side there will be high rainfall. At the same time Aravalli is parallel to that position, that's why there is no rainfall. Also the eastern part of the Himalayas, where because of the position of the Khasi, it is having huge rainfall. Monsoon rainfall keeps on declining as we are moving from the sea to the land area. It also having the spells, the few wet spells will be there and few dry spells will be there, which is called breaks. The summer season में there is a considerable runoff because short time में there is heavy downpour होने के कारण से there will be the upper layer of the soil will be eroded up. The monsoon plays very important role because 3/4 of the total rain in India is due to the monsoon season only. So retreating monsoon, once the monsoon has approached whole of the India, now it's time to retreat. The monsoon will be retreating as the position of the southwesterly jet stream will be restored and easterly jet stream will be removed, and ITCZ will again come into its original position. Then from there onwards, all the things will be restored. It will be means the monsoon will be withdraw from those area where it has went to last, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Western Ganga plain. On those area it has went to last. From there itself the retreating will start, and later on slowly by the mid of the December, whole of the area से monsoon will be lost and completely it will be removed from the peninsula. ठीक है ना. Owing to this condition, high temperature and humidity, what happens, the land is still wet. जो land है it is still wet, and the sky is clear now because monsoon season is not there, means the clouds are also not there. So that's why there will be evaporation, है ना, moisture होगा, evaporation होगा, bright sunlight is there, so that's why evaporation will be there, and because of that it is very difficult for the UPSC aspirant to concentrate on the Mumbai area because it is too humid और too moisture कि उसमें पढ़ाई किया जा सके. So that's why that is called October heat. Not only for UPSC aspirant, for all kind of the aspirants we can say, and all kind of the human being who are preparing or not preparing. ठीक है ना. So that is called October heat, गर्मी जो बोल रहे हैं ना. So that is unbearable kind of, because hot is also there and humidity also there, and sun is also very happy and cloud is also not there. ठीक है ना. So October and November में rainfall is very less, and but sometimes on October area, means October month में there is a tropical cyclone which is very destructive, which is striking on this eastern part and western part also. ठीक है. Traditionally India is having seasons of this like March, April में अलग season, May and June, and it is having India's name of the seasons also, like Vasant season, Grishma season, Varsha season, Sharda, Hemant and Shishir, isn't it? Distribution of the rainfall. The area where the high rainfall is there and the area where the low rainfall is there. The Meghalaya region is having the wettest place on the earth, the Khasi. There is a more than 1000 centimeter rainfall is there. 100 to 200 centimeter eastern part of the India is having more rainfall, like Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, and eastern part of the Madhya Pradesh is having more rainfall. Areas of the low rainfall, western part, northwestern part of the India is having very low rainfall, 50 to 100 centimeter. Where the inadequate rainfall is there, like Ladakh region, the western part of the Maharashtra, interior part of the Maharashtra, Karnataka region, and western part of the Rajasthan, it is having very low rainfall. Climatic regions in India, India's climate has been divided by the Köppen itself. Fundamental of physical geography, we have understood the classification of the climate, the Köppen's climate. So Köppen's had divided the climate on the basis of its temperature and precipitation. It is empirical by the nature because it has classified on the basis of the observed data of the temperature and precipitation throughout India and throughout the world. So the area where the temperature is average annual temperature is more than 18 degrees Celsius, those will be categorized under the A type of climate. The area which is having the dry, means the precipitation is less than the evaporation, then those area will be categorized under the dry region. There the hot desert and cold desert will be considered, and if it is hot desert then it will be called BH, and if it is cold desert then it will be called W. But at the same time, if the semi-arid region is there, then it will be BS, and if winter season में semi-arid condition is there, then it is BSW. At the same time, ये W नहीं है, sorry, ये K होता है, okay. BSH and BSK means that is semi-arid region of the hot area and semi-arid region of the cold area. Arid region of the hot area will be denoted by this BWH and BWK. So it is the hot desert and it is the cold desert. So second type of climate which is being denoted by B is precipitation less than evaporation. Third will be categorized under the C, where the temperature is between the 18 to -3 of the coldest month. Coldest month में temperature will not be reducing below -3 degree Celsius. That will be categorized under C. then even for the warmest month, the temperature is not exceeding 10 degrees Celsius. Those will be categorized under D. And the coldest month is having less than -3 degrees Celsius. Means the warmest month may 10 degrees Celsius and the coldest month may less than -3 degrees Celsius will be there. And where the in any day temperature is not exceeding the 10 degrees Celsius, those will be categorized under E type of climate. ठीक है ना, तो A, B, C, D, E. In this way, the whole of the climate has been classified. You can see where the rainfall is more. It has been shown by this layer. So on this area and on this area, rainfall is more than 200 centimeter. That's why the rainforests are there here also. Here those area where the 100 to 200 centimeter rainfall is there. At this area, eastern part of the India is having 100 to 200 centimeter. On the coastal area also. The area which is having 50 to 100 centimeter on this area, western part of the MP, eastern part of the Rajasthan, western part of the UP, those areas are having the 50 to 100 centimeter rainfall. And those area where the less than 50 centimeter rainfall is there here. Okay, so what I was telling that A type of climate may there could be certain classification. Like A के साथ if M is there, then it denotes कि M में you can see here M में rainforest will be found despite certain dry season is there. Means monsoon means like India is having the India में rainforest होता है. Why? Because means throughout the year rainfall, but there is certain short dry season. अगर throughout the year rainfall is there, then it will be denoted by AF, है ना, AF. Sufficient precipitation if it is there. So India का unique condition है कि there is a dry season but there is a rainforest, है ना. If small W is there, I'm not talking about the means big W. The small W is there, then we can say there will be dry winter. And if small s is there, then it will show the summer is dry, है ना. One W होगा तो ये winter is dry, and s is there, then summer is dry. And this will works as a suffix with A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D जो है ना and E, इनके साथ सफिक्स में काम करते हैं small s and small w. Small s बताएगा where summer season में dry है and winter W बताएगा winter season में dry है. Then H shows कि hot and dry season is there, and small c denotes कि less than 4 months mean temperature is less than means temperature is more than 10 degrees Celsius, and G denotes the Gangetic plain. In this way, whole of the India's climate has been categorized under this kind of climate. You can see CWG. C means you might be remembering कि less than 18 degrees Celsius and -3 के बीच में temperature was there. So those area is the area पे CWG. And winter में dry होगा and G is the Gangetic plain it is showing. ठीक है ना. AW type of climate. A type means the temperature is more than 18 degrees Celsius. W means winter dry. ठीक है ना. India में most of the area winter dry होगा except this area where the summer is dry and winter is ये. So AS means summer is dry. AM means throughout the year rainfall is will not be there. Short dry season will be there and rainforest is there, है ना. But temperature is more than 18 degrees Celsius because A is there. B is there because precipitation is less than evaporation, isn't it? So B के साथ SH है तो semi arid, eastern part of the area में semi arid होगा, and B के साथ if W is there then it is arid. If H is there hot, ठीक है ना. Okay. ज़्यादा सफिक्स को बारे में देखना है. यू कैन सी हियर W मीन्स सेमी एरिड, मीन्स विंटर ड्राई, ठीक है ना. DFC मीन्स टेम्परेचर इज लेस देन 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस, इवन कोल्डर एरिया पे -3 से नीचे जा सकता है ना. सो देयर व्हाट विल हैपन, शॉर्ट समर विल बी देयर एंड ह्यूमिड विंटर विल बी देयर एंड थ्रू आउट द ईयर अ बिट रेनफॉल इज देयर बिकॉज इट इज वेरी नियर टू द कोस्टल एरिया. ठीक है. In this way whole of the area has been divided here. The same thing is mentioned in this table. Now you can see those tables, you can refer to those tables. Now monsoon has an important role for economic life because you might be knowing whenever the prediction of the monsoon is there and if the rainfall is less in the prediction, whole of the Sensex will be down and share market will be down for 1 month, isn't it? So because 64% of the people is dependent on agriculture and Indian agriculture is more or less dependent on the monsoon because irrigation facility is quite less. As there is a wet and dry spells of the monsoon is there and at certain places more rainfall is there, certain places less rainfall is there. That's why different kind of crops can be grown. Drier region पे millets crops can be grown and the wetter area पे kharif crop can be grown. Agriculture prosperity of India depends upon the how much means कितना timely monsoon is approaching and how much rainfall it is having. If less rainfall will be there, then drought and famine kind of condition will be there. Sudden monsoon burst creates kind of soil erosion kind of the problems in India. Also India में global warming का condition के कारण से we will have to switch to the drought resistant crops. Whole of the world is facing those kind of the climate because of the changes in the climate is there because of the excessive greenhouse gas which we are emitting. Excessive greenhouse gases के कारण से temperature is keep on rising, and if temperature will keep on rising, there will be changes in the local climate and weather conditions. Not only the carbon dioxide, the methane is also playing role, and chlorofluorocarbon is also playing role for the greenhouse gas emission, है ना. So those are absorbing the long wave radiation, and it is restoring the temperature and sustaining the temperature. That's why it is harmful for India's economy, because agriculture is dependent on this. The mean annual range of the temperature in 150 degrees Celsius में temperature has increased. We can say कि 2100 जब age year आएगा तो whole of the temperature जो होगा 2 degrees Celsius from the pre-industrial level will be rising up. So if temperature will be rising up, the whole of the Arctic and Antarctica का जो snow will be melting हो जाएगा, and because of the melting of the glacier, sea level will rise, and if 48 centimeter sea will be rise, then you can imagine कि India के coastal area में what will happen. ठीक है ना. So those are the things. So we have completed the climate part of India. It is having more details. Once we will be going through the main part of this India's climate, we will be understanding everything in the details. None of the part will be non-understood for you. ठीक है. चलो, bye, take care.